What is something I wouldn't believe about you?
When I was very young, I lost both my parents. I actually lost my dad to suicide when I was 5, and then my mum to cancer when I was about 14, 15. It's not like I'm okay with it, but yeah, I'm used to it, so I can think about it, take a step back, and really, you know, understand that this is how it is now, and I've got to learn to live with it.
I'm actually suffering from a severe form of depression. That last year I was like really in such bad place. I've actually had to stay a bit in a hospital for suicidal thoughts and everything.
Why do you think people wouldn't believe that about you then?
Probably because I'm really energetic and probably enthusiastic as well. Well, I do think, like, especially for young people such as me, like, people don't often believe us. Like, sometimes they blame it on adolescence, something like that, like the process of growing up. I do think it's a lot deeper than that.
I used to do ballet. This was back in primary school times. I did it for 6 months. Why did I stop? I was getting clowned. Honestly, yeah, I do regret stopping because it helped me with my footwork and boxing. I feel like with footwork, I get that quickly. So, partly, yeah, I do regret like letting other people's opinions sway me, but it is what it is.
I am currently a world champion in bagpiping. I currently am the head of a band back home in Malaysia, and my dad started in Glasgow in 1986, and he brought the bagpipes home and he started a band from there. 30 years later, we achieved his dream of winning a world championships in Glasgow against the Scots, against the British, against everyone in the world, and from Malaysia, first band to ever do it. So I'm very happy about that.
I've worked in near enough the best restaurants in the world. I've worked for the likes of Nobu, Novikov, Savoy Hotel Gordon Ramsay, Hendon Street Gordon Ramsay, all the Michelin star restaurants you can think of. I've been there, done that. Nothing's impossible. But I come out of jail, I got my qualification in HMP Thameside, catering hospitality, and see where I'm working now. Nothing's impossible, bro. Just focus on what you want to do, find something you're good at, and make money from it.
I get heart palpitations a lot, and like, it's like quite hard to deal with, you know, especially in social settings. So my friends will assume that like I'm very extroverted, and I mean I do enjoy social settings, like talking to people, but at the same time there's sometimes when I get like a bit intimidated and like I get like really bad heartbeats. I know you see all this stuff on like meditation apps about like breathing, and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's gonna work and you almost feel like the world is against you, but I think the message that is there's always a light at the end of the tunnel is something that everyone should hold on to.
You can't tell with people, but like I've just had a lot of like issues in the past with mental health. I'm like open about it, but yeah, like I attempted to take my life like twice, once in 2018 and once in 2019, and like struggled a lot with like depression and like self-harm and stuff. I'm really like passionate about it and like helping other people because I was able to like get help and stuff to get through it.
I think people don't believe that I'm like super shy and like an anxious person. Like I just got off stage, you know, Wireless Festival Middle East. I get scared of like, you know, crowds, but it's just me trying to fight my anxiety, fight my demons, and not let it stop me from chasing what I want to do. Sometimes you can fight it, sometimes you lose to it, but the only way you really lose to your anxiety and those demons in your head is if you let them win.
I have ADHD. It's a disorder called attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I got diagnosed when I was, I want to say 4 or 5.
It can be confusing, you know what I mean? All the overthinking and the anxiousness and creating scenarios in your head that aren't there. I feel like people like me find it more hard to relate to people. It's just cool to think that there's people out there like me that also don't feel alone with this thing that we have, do you know what I'm saying? Because as a kid, I was made to feel like an outsider. You don't worry about fitting in when you're custom made. Why would you want to fit in and do what everyone else is doing when you could just be your own thing and just stand out, be yourself, and stand on what you believe in?